Three Mums podcast, hosted by Natalie, Anthea, and Charlene. This is a space where you'll get nothing but real conversation. This is your moment to pause, have a laugh, get involved, and come on our journey. Open, honest, and free always. Hashtag the Three Mums way.
Good, everything blessed, everything Irish, everything right. Guys, we are back again. Guys, I don't even have my energy to do my usual Egypt dance. You guys are doing it for me.
I don't have the energy.
Alright, how are we doing? The snapshot, because I feel like we're going to get into some stuff today, but
I'm alright. I just did my first personal training session in like over 10 years. In over 10 years.
They're like them shyness in.
Yeah, man, have to be. But yeah, it was good. It was just good. We're on this path of just newness. So I don't know what this journey will bring out, but it's just nice to do something for me. Like, yeah, it's just nice to do something. It hurt. I'm sore, I'm in pain, but yeah, I'm all good. So if you see me yawning, sorry.
What time did it start today?
I started at 9:45. I thought it was an hour. I was in like an hour and a half. So yeah, like I was like, what? I know you feel like it's been going on for quite a while. Like maybe about an hour, and yeah, if you include warm up, warm down, everything. Yeah, it was
like circuits. Like
yeah, he did like different rounds, like boxing as well as yeah. So yeah.
Outdoors, just in the park.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually remember this because I know you mentioned it, but
it was fine. It was just there's like outdoor gym things, but I didn't use any of the gym stuff. He bought all of his equipment and stuff.
Did you say this is the first time in 10 years?
Yeah.
When you also said something for you that really hurt me.
Yeah. Like the last time was when Josiah was a few months old. Because I went back to, because obviously I used to do personal training before I had him. Tried to go back to it after, and it just wasn't working. My lifestyle just didn't work with. Yeah, just wasn't working, and then the finances over the years, I can't even slice because my trainers are buying them out of. You know when you think about it,
we know, I know.
You know when you really think about it, like I still shop, I still do all these other things, but it's just not prioritizing. Yeah, and that's a lie. Actually, not having anybody, I didn't know who to be. I'm honest with you. Yeah, so I definitely feel like I found someone that's really good that kind of knows what I want. So yeah. I'm good, I'm alright now, but I'm just a bit tired.
Just a little bit.
My energy might just know what to do.
Annie?
Well, without the personal trainer, I think my thing is exhaustion, tiredness, emotionally, physically, really. It's a lot. I think similarly to Nat, that whole thing of like doing something for yourself. So my thing is, I haven't got a personal trainer, but at the gym this morning, 6:30, doing my spin class. And like I said, you know, it's the times when you just don't want to go. It's the times when you just have to.
Sometimes you get the best workout.
Because because of how I'm just things at the moment, I just didn't want to be there,
but you got up, right?
Still got up, still pushed through that mental, you know what I mean, barrier to say, you know, just stay in your bed, get that extra hour. And I went and I feel better for it, I guess mentally, not so much physically, but it's still a win. It's still a win.
100%.
It's still a win.
Well, listen, I feel like I'm a hold man.
Yeah.
Because how I feel when I come out in this pod. So Three Mums Crew, as you know, this podcast is open, honest and free.
Always.
That's the only way. I love it always. It's the only way it has to be. And actually, like, we're kind of letting you guys into our girly time and our conversations and our sisterhood. So some of the things we're going to share, we haven't spoken to each other about, or maybe Nat has spoken to Ant, but I've spoken to Nat. But ladies, can you relate to just feeling like you want to run away? Yeah. And it's like, it's multi-layered because it's obviously like, you know, you think of children, like that child, they run away or they just want to run. It's not, it's different. I was thinking about the fact, and the idea of running away. And it was saying that people who want to run away, I was looking online, are usually stressed or otherwise discontented with their situation and desperately seeking a way out. It could be that you've had enough of people around you, or the everyday stresses of life have just piled up and become really overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I'll just jump straight into this, guys. I think it's, somebody put a comment on our pod once and they said that they feel like we say the things in motherhood that they want to say, but they don't actually articulate. So I'm just gonna put it right out there. Like, my daughter just turned 1
yesterday.
Literally yesterday. She is so amazing. Like, I want to run away from my daughter. I do not. But I'm gonna just throw in the comedy from now. I'm gonna be honest, guys. There are moments when I just feel like I be side-eyeing my husband as he's sitting eating his breakfast watching a show.
Yeah.
because
You've
I don't
done
get
10 things that morning.
I've done 10 things. He's working. He's the one working, so I'm holding it. I'm with Talia most days, pretty much every day. Well, one day a week where I get a chance to kind of work or do whatever I need to do, which, as you guys know, we spoke about in a recent pod, all I do is work. But it's like, I just crave having those moments. Somebody else said to me that she said, Shah, do you crave your old life? Because she said she actually feels like she's experienced like wanting to go back to before she had a child, like just missing that life. I don't crave that life. I don't miss not going on tour. I was prepared to do that, but what I crave is the little things. Yeah. It's just like eating my dinner alone. Yeah. And not doing that for weeks on end. It's the right now. Talia has had a routine since she was like a month old. Yes, but right now, why is my child up rolling around the bed at 10:30 at night?
I need this, like...
When I say...
Remember I said to you how important from such an early stage to get it as much as possible, because still they're going to do their own thing. There's going to be times that you're going to go off, but you are going to... You'll need that time in the evenings for yourself. Like, we know I've done around the bed.
I'm a stickler.
Same. I'm sorry.
And the thing is, it has worked. I'd say it worked for the first. It worked for the second.
A bit harder with Rhea.
With the third, and it's not so much me, you know, because I was insistent that Rhea goes to bed at a certain time. She has her naps in the daytime. But the thing that really I was adamant don't do was to allow her to lie on, wasn't me, but lie on my partner's chest to go to sleep. Because I said she's going to get used to that comfort. It's going to become an expectation of hers to have that close contact. It's fine in the early days. Yeah. But for me, past 1, then on 2, now she's 3, and she still has that. And so now she doesn't find it easy to go to bed without. She needs that comfort. Yeah. And like, it frustrates me because I said, do not do this. And it used to happen when I used to like go out for the day or whatever, which was something that it's taken me best part of 3 years to, well, not 3 years, but my third child to do that, because I would never leave the others at like, so much the others, the second one, because I was working with the first, but I would, I was always at home, and I didn't want to leave her because things needed to be done the way I wanted to. But by the third one, I was like, no, I actually need to go out. I need to have some me time. I need to do. But then it's almost like when I was out, when I was away from home, what I was trying to instill just went left, because I guess he had his way of doing it. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes it's for his own convenience. If it means that he can do what he does while she lays on his chest, then that's what's going to happen. But I'm like saying, it's going to go against you. It's going to go against us. So said, so done. So Ray is now 3 and a bit. And she does not sleep through, and she's still, Mummy, can I climb on you? And I mean, she's not a big little big child, but she's quite heavy. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no. You're like, it's frustrating, it's annoying, but I knew what I was saying when I said, don't allow these habits to become like the norm for her, because it's going to go against you. It's going to go against us later on. And yeah, that's where we're at now.
I mean, I've set everything in place. I just think she's going through a phase.
Yeah, she's teething as well.
It's like, why am I getting up at 1:30 to do my twist out? Like, it's little things like that.
Because
Like, doing my hair used to be so enjoyable.
Yeah. It's not now. It's just a means to an end.
I feel like there's just so many things that I just like grab it, do it quickly. Like, I'm up until 3 o'clock twisting my hair because she would not sleep.
At the time that
so we're talking. You've been up since 6. You've literally slept for maybe an hour and a half in the day, and you've gone to sleep at 11 at night. Like. Guys, my brain.
Yeah. It's normal, Sean. It's normal. And what I will say is it's still just a season. It is just literally standardly still a motherhood season. But from very early, I said to you, try your best to take your time. You won't find it. You have to literally like make it happen. And because we are women who just get on with stuff, take the initiative, see what needs to be done. We just keep it moving. But what happens is you'll keep going, and you'll hit that kind of meltdown, breakdown moment. It's not just motherhood. You've got to remember you've got the motherhood, but life keeps happening around you. So this is something that's changed, that you've found your rhythm in, but life keeps doing these things. And it'll just batter you. You feel like you're in a ship just being kind of battered left and right. I said to you, the first break I got from Josiah, he was 18 months. It came to you. You lived in America.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie now.
Do you remember?
Back now, you were in such a different world to me.
Do you remember? Like, I came, so slight backstory. Charlene had gone to America. She's living in California. I wanted to visit her while she was over there. And I went for a week. And I said to Charlene, like, I can't even express.
I'm not saying that. What do you want to eat? What like, I don't care. Cook anything.
What do you
want to do? I don't care.
Charlene, I didn't drive. Charlene did all the driving. That whole Charlene took care of me, which was very surreal because it's always been big sis, little sis within our relationship. But to go to another country, Charlene's driving, Charlene's doing the shopping, Charlene took care of me. But there was nights when we'd come in from being out all day, and she was like, "What you want to do? What's your film?" And I'm like, I just want to go to bed, because she couldn't get, and she now at the time she knew I was tired. She knew I was tired.
I didn't. But
I was 18 months in on motherhood, doing everything. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We're talking 24/7. I did make the mistake, as you know, those early days. I didn't do it my way, so I just do it myself. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Which isn't a good, because we didn't make this baby on our own. Do you get what I mean? So Josiah relied on me. But I've never been a mum before.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get what I mean? So it wasn't a mistake, but it's something, it can't last. That's the point I'm trying to make. And it will build resentment. Whether even the most loveliest couple that get on together, it will build resentment. Because I will honestly say, Ant's life didn't change that much. Do you get what I mean? I remember one of our earliest arguments was over just the fact that I remember expecting him to come home a certain time. He called and said, "Oh yeah, just go into the pub after work." And I was like, well, I would really appreciate if you came home. And he's like, "So are you trying to tell me I can't go?" And I was like, "I'm not saying you can't go, but it sounds like you expect me to ask you." And I was like, "I'm not asked." And it's like, so we put in a big old argument over it. When he finally come in, I was like, okay, the only way I can explain this, it's just that accountability. It's a consideration for the fact that I've been home all day. Maybe I would just love a pause that you could come and do bath time. Could do bedtime. Do you understand what I mean? But initially he didn't get it. He just was like, he felt like I was trying to tell him what to do. I expect him to ask my permission. And that's down to maturity as well. Do you get what I mean? And then he eventually we grow. But initially, he kind of saw that as me telling him what to do. So, because his argument was, so if I'm going, and you turn around and say, well, actually, I want you to stay, you're technically telling me. That's how he saw it. And it's like, no, it's you having a concern for the fact that outside work, you have other responsibilities. But I was like, your life hasn't changed. You still have spontaneity. You go to work. You have still adult interaction on a daily basis. Do you get what I mean? A lot of your world is still very much the same. And then you come and you kind of dip in and out of ours, But your world hasn't changed that much. Do you get what I mean? And I said, I'm not begrudgeful of it because I'm very, like you said, very happy. I'm content. I do not want my old life back. It's not that. But can there be some sort of consideration in this new season? And it took a minute to grow into that. Do you get what I mean? Now we don't even have those discussions until like it just, what, Josiah's 11 in a few weeks and Joel's 7 this Friday. Like, it's taken a minute. Do you get what I mean? But, and even maybe I didn't communicate it the right way. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? In the heat of the moment, maybe I did make it sound like I'm trying to tell you what to do. I wasn't, but do you understand? The reality is, I really do wish you would just ask if it's okay to. But yeah, I guess when you say it like that, if you're not mature, it does sound. Yeah, but the reality is, you're saying, babes, I would like to go out with my friends. Is that all right with you tonight? Or is there anything you needed from me at home? It's a consideration.
Even I feel funny sometimes asking.
That's my point.
But at the same time, Chris would be like, no, Charlotte, it's not that you're asking, it's we need to communicate.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And then he would eventually realise, like, I get it. Like, he's not asking my permission, but the reality is your care and concern for me should outweigh that desire of where it is you want to go. So if I'm saying, you know what, I've had a hard, and there's days now when he'd call me, I'm like, babe, I need to come home. I've had a hard day today and I actually just need a minute. And he'd come in and he'd be like, okay, I'll do the dishes, you just go upstairs for me. Like, I just need a minute to disappear. And it's that consideration. Like, so
the thing is that I just want to pick up on that is like, I know I've touched on it before, and it's twofold. So there's that part of my character where, like you said, you want things done a certain way, So I just get on with it, do it, and it's done the way that I would like. And then there's also a part of my character which I definitely know we've touched or scratched the surface on before, whereby, so say for instance, like I could be at home all day, and it could just be something as simple as washing up there. And my partner will say, I'll do the kitchen, I'll wash up. And I'm like, no. And it's not because he can't wash up. It's not because, how can I put it? I think, what I would say is, I think it's because I see the home as my domain. Okay. Yeah. So it therefore means that if I allow him to do certain things within the home, it's almost like I'm looking like I'm not keeping
you've got roles. You very much have established roles.
Yes, which we've talked on before. But it's like I don't want it to appear as if I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? Even though it's something as simple as washing up,
it makes it seem like a weakness.
That's the word. It's a weakness. Yeah, and it's not that I'm struggling. I should just accept the help.
Yes, you absolutely should.
Yes.
I know, but I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
That's not him.
That's definitely not him. Yeah, that's definitely not him. That is just me being like, right, well, this is my territory. So I may as well wash up. I'll do this. I'll do that. And like you say, you get to a point where it's like, it's actually a lot. Like, why don't
managing the home is a lot. And as you know, go on.
There's just a few things. Like, first of all, I just really rate the house. Right. That title, it's not like I ever
house.
I never, especially when you've got children that you're looking after.
But you've never lived this lifestyle. You've always been out.
There's a few things.
There's layers for you.
First of all, I have to shout out the hands-on dads because I have to say Chris has been that from the start. But Chris is a creative. Yeah. And if you are creative, a lot of the time there's no clock in and clock out. So right now we are trying to figure out a rhythm because there isn't, forget balance, guys, I've given up on balance. I actually don't think that balance is the word. At first I thought, I just need to find balance. No, I think I need to find a rhythm. I think things are never going to be
equal. That the rhythm chops and changes the
I need to remember that too.
Yeah. And then you find a new way of managing
as things change. Because to be honest, I'm not blind to the fact my child's 1. At this stage, she needs me all. I get it, and I want her. I love being with her. This is not. I really wish. No, I love being with my child. But guys, at night I'll be in bed.
I know.
I am shattered. But the point is that we haven't quite figured out the clock off because he's a creative and he will just go and go and go. It's like, I'm like, no, babe, I need, like, what night are you going to do better? Because he will just, and I'm thankful that he's doing it because obviously he's making money, but there needs to be a time. And because we're at home as well, he's not always out of the house, he's at home. Can a little home people? So we're just figuring it out where, you know, this is in real time and we don't have it all set in stone. It needs to be, and can I just add, even just like last week, I was working and I'm up at like 5 o'clock. Like I had to do a session with Kindle Choir and I'm up at like 5 o'clock cooking food for Tay because I just say, guys, my daughter has one tooth. She has one tooth. So we're still limited in things that she can eat. So I want to cook anyway so that when he's looking after, he doesn't have to, it's easier. And also easier for me because I cook a bunch of food for a number of days. But guys, getting up at 5 and going to work, then like,
and then when you came in, she still wanted you and you was right back on duty.
To be fair, when I came home, I think she may have already been in bed that night. And that's the other thing. The way that she acts with Chris, like, she went down at 8. I'm like, lately, what do you mean she and like I said, guys, the routine was there, but just recently,
it's almost
like she slept for 2 hours today.
It's not. I just kind of realise that you're their joy. And that's
it's what I said. It's just,
but you're just there, like, so it's like, well, mummy's not here, so might as well sleep in it. Like, mummy's not.
That's the quickest thing with a child. That's mad.
No, but I had the same thing. Like, I would call Andy, and it's like, yeah, Joel's been sleeping for 3 hours. Or it's almost like she'd do the catch-up sleep on the day that Daddy had.
Yeah, you know that day of the week where they get that long sleep.
Just the catch-up sleep would be when Daddy or Nana, and I'd be like, and then they'd be back full of beans and energy when they're back with me. Like, I don't know. I mean, in terms, I forgot what point you made before. I forgot what I was going to say, but
I think I was saying about
the clocking
in and clocking out.
So what I was going to say in regards to that, like, you need to have a real honest and frank conversation, is because, as you know, I've been a creative for a very long time. It's easy to be busy, but not actually effective busy. We can be constantly busy working, but is all of that time effective and busy? Do you understand what I mean? And I remember having the same discussion with Auntie in the early days, and Aunt isn't a creative, but yet working, then comes home on your laptop, I've got this and I've got... And eventually he was very honest, and it was like, not always working, I just kind of would prefer to just do this.
I don't think that is a situation.
I'm being honest with you. Or it's just, but I'm not saying that might not be the situation, but sometimes it's easier. That whole saying, you know, I remember that term, bet or the devil, you know, like, you naturally go in the mode of what is instantly the most comfortable you've always done. So as I said, his lifestyle hasn't changed.
No, that always
so
done.
That's
He's
what
used to that. I think
so it's an
like
instant.
We're working
he's having
through it, but he needs to manage his time.
Breaking out of that and saying, well, I've done this for the past 6 hours, I'm still at that. And I remember I told you the breakthrough in my relationship was actually from Pastor Bill Johnson. Do you remember, Bethel? We preached a message, and he said about a lot of men don't realise that they do their job, then they come home and you still have at least another 2 to 3 hours of job to do. And a lot of men don't have that gauge in their mind. That switch. So it's like, yes, he's a creative, but you have more than one job. You don't get to decide, but I'm going to spend the next 6 days, unless that's an agreed, and I guess as creators, there's going to be times, as you know, look at last week, guys, I had to say I'm checking out, because that particular job last week meant I couldn't give that. This week, come back to it. It's not some extended long, it doesn't work like that. You've got to find a way, because you've got multiple responsibilities. So yeah, maybe it's not in his case. Anthony will admit that for him, he was like, I'm selfish. I'm actually selfish. Like, wherever I could just grab it and stay doing this for me, I would. Do you get what I mean? But maybe if that's not the case for Chris,
I think what it is for him, it's managing his, because we have a shared diary now, so it's managing his time, which is something he will work on. Yeah. But yeah, it's just.
But I still think it's down to priority too, because there is still an element we can relate even with Daddy. Do you get what I mean? Daddy very much valued the home, his family and everything, but Daddy had work to do everything, you know, like, you know what I mean? His work was bigger than, do you understand what I'm saying to you? And it's like, well, no, these things still need to be done. So you're going to have to find a way to do your work and put your daughter to bed, just like I would. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Like, and a lot of the times that goes back to kind of that enabling. So what if you were a different woman and you just literally could not handle this pressure? What would you do? What if you were a different woman? What if you suffered with postnatal depression, which I'm sure many people listening could relate to? What would he do? He'd have to step up. He'd have to do it.
It's almost like your strength.
You shouldn't have to get to that point.
And your go-getting and your drive
goes against us.
It really does. Because I'm sitting here listening and I was just like, okay, if I could turn back the time,
what would you change?
What would I do differently? But then I don't know if I could, because I would still feel as if that I'm not doing my part. Do you know, because our agreement was that I'm no longer pursuing my career and I would, be at home with the children. But then in my mind, it was on the premise of, okay, after the second one, I would, once she's in school, nursery, whatever, I would be able to go and, continue or start something new. And that was my plan. So having my third, it literally obliterated that. And I have not been able, I know I haven't been myself since the day that I found out I was pregnant. Yeah. Like, I said it before. It disappeared. And I think those running away moments, I had one, it wasn't that long ago. I think it was a Friday afternoon, and my usual routine is once the kids come in from school, all their uniform and everything for that week gets washed. But I think for that Friday, it was slightly later than usual. So I'm doing like 2 loads of washing an hour at a time, because I'm just like anal like that. It has to be an hour's wash. And I think it must have been after 9, and I was really tired. And I'm hanging out the washing, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Do you know?
That's that realization.
I was
routine.
like, I know it. I was like, I can't.
Is this like my life? Is this my life?
Seriously, it was like, I actually want to run away. I can't actually do this. And I think I just remember standing there, and I had whatever it was I was hanging out in my hand, and the tears started flowing. And then I heard, "Mummy, Mummy," and then I just literally snapped out. Do you know what I mean? But it bothered me. And I mean, there's obviously, like I said, you have a routine as a mother, you know, what you do from day to day and whatever. But in that moment, that was my I want to run away moment. Nothing to do with my children.
Love them.
Love my children emphatically. But I was like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like,
what is this, Johnny?
I'm not a swearer, so it is what the heck. Like, I just, that was that wasn't that long ago. It was, I can't do this anymore.
Do you know what? I love this conversation, because it's like, this isn't meant to just be some morbid thing. It's just, sometimes you just get out. I'm just going to put it out there and say, my mum is a fantastic cook, and she taught me and my sister how to cook. But I don't want to cook.
No, I don't like cooking.
Anybody else relate?
I don't enjoy
it. It's just.
My Sunday dinner has literally been basic. I used to go all out.
But guys, this is what we need to do for our families. And it's like, and it's finding that space. And as you know now, I'm not even fully living that to the fullest right now. So you know that. But at the same time, I still have to do it. And it's like navigating that space of, because my thing is, I want to enjoy my life. And I feel like I can give a number of examples in the past where I've been in jobs that have had really sticky situations where that hasn't been great. But somehow I navigate it, and not, the word doesn't smash it, but I find a way to excel in it and do really well. I find them. And so I guess I'm in a space right now where even my career, I'm thinking about baby number 2, God willing, please bless my womb, Father. I'm thinking about, and I'm like, how does this even look with another child? Like, even just feeling disappointed with how certain things in my career are going. Like, guys, it's just a load of things. Like, I feel like I've never had a child, so I've just never felt some of the feelings I've recently been feeling. It just feels
and
like...
it doesn't end, can I just say? It doesn't end, because...
Even mum guilt, things I wish were in place that I don't have in place right now. But my free mums crew, I'm sure you're listening, you can relate. It's just, and I also just add, this pandemic really hit my life hard. You know, for the creative industry, like, I'm not about to divulge the thousands of pounds we lost last year. And that has a knock-on effect to my current life right now. I mean, I feel like... directly asked you, Annie, you said you're runaway. Nats, have you felt like
what are you talking about? I'm the queen of wanting to run away. Like, I say the beginning of last week, or was it the week before? Well, yeah, even when I sent that text to you guys, like that day, I could just got in the car and gone. Just said I'm out, like, and I told Shed and Ant that I made the mistake that Joelle is the queen of mummy. Just one more question. She's always got questions. Mummy, just one more thing, one more question. She's particularly on question number 10, and I was like, I could just run away right now. And she heard me, and I was like, she's like, you want to run away from me? And I was like, not from you. Like, I just want a break, Joelle. And she's like, no, if you're going to take a break, then you need to bring me with you. Like, that's a holiday. And I was like, no, you're not getting it, blah, blah, blah. I realised that I can't say something like that around her. Like,
she doesn't understand.
She doesn't understand. In her mind, it was like, you don't want to be around me, you don't want to be around me. And it wasn't that. But, you know, I don't mind divulging this, you know, last year, literally for the first time since launching Marisa in 2017, my goal was to be able to take 6 weeks off at the start of the year, financially be in a position to take the longest break I've ever taken in a block and pay myself. And I'd achieved that goal. That was me beginning 2020. Took that break, went back to work from the middle of Feb to the middle of March. Coronavirus was off then for the next 6 months, because in my case, as much as salons open from June, July, I believe, I still had 2 children to homeschool, weren't about to try and palm them off onto anybody else. Then we'd gone through 2 losses, so everybody's feeling it around here. So it's not even like I could dash them to mummy and daddy. Daddy's dealing with his own stuff. I'm not about to, do you know what I mean? So that's my responsibility. My kids are my main priority, so did not go back to work till September. Worked from September to October. They shut me down again by the 2nd of November. Closed again from November to the beginning of December.
When you remember dates, is man.
And then we're back on the 2nd of December. They shut me down on the 18th of December. Then was off from the 18th of December to the 13th of April. In literally a year, I've worked in total, I think the block amount is about 4 months in total. So I have never had so much business interruption in my whole life. To the world, it looks amazing. Not the world, but my followers, the brand just looks amazing. It's doing great. And you know what we asked? I am still doing great. I am still standing. But I feel like a startup company right now. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm back at scratch. There's only so much money that goes so far, guys. Let's just keep it real. Do you understand what I mean? So and then come back. Yeah, come back 3 days with them coming back. I've mentioned, maybe a few followers, you know, I found a breast lump in February. They told me it was benign, but then the day after, I'd been back at work for 3 days, went for a checkup. This lump had doubled in size. They now want it out. I then had to isolate for a week. Then I took 2 weeks off, and I literally went back when my arm was not hurting. Let's not say the breast had stopped hurting, because it hadn't. And because I still feel so guilty that all these people are waiting on me who booked appointments. I've cancelled now 3 weeks of work. By the time I go back, I find out my salon that I've worked in for the past 5 years, which has been going for 35 years, is closing down. I currently have no space. I have no salon. So when I get here, the point is, life keeps happening. And I'm realizing that the only way I'm going to get through life happening is to keep myself right, is to keep myself centered, is to know when the stress is mounting, is to know when I need. So the goal I believe for all 3 of us is to not wait till we want to run away. There's warning signs before then, and I'm trying to pay attention to the signs. I'm realizing I'm done with being strong, just putting it out there to the masses. Take the strong woman title off me. I don't want it no more. Do you know what I mean? I carried it for too long. I'm not even trying to have that. That is being strong. I'm done with not.
But what does that look like, Nats?
I don't know. But I'm done with not being seen. And I'm trying to break it. There's some things I'm trying.
In your DNA,
it is. But I'm realizing that some things that I've gone through that have been harder than they needed to be because I didn't know how to ask for help or my natural.
And learning to say no. I think having that strength is where people are like, well, I can ask Nat.
Yeah.
Some of the things you were asked to do this year, like just even within our families, I'm like, why is Nat being asked to do this?
Like learning to say no, and it's like, and it's that
word no.
I'm accepting that, like we mentioned in last week's episode, people can't get past this. You're always going to see through mums look like this is how we carry ourselves, is how we present ourselves. But when I say there's moments, as Charlotte said, the arm literally might as well be hanging out of the socket as a representation for what's going on internally.
Right now, my eyes are stinging.
Right, because you're so tired, you're exhausted, and that all of us know what it feels like for our emotional cups to just be so full. And I'm trying to reach a point where I'm in control of that feeling, if that makes, and I realise that it's that thing of saying no, it's that thing of asking for help, it's that thing of actually just accepting the house isn't to my standard at this present moment today, but I'm gonna let it go because my own standards are beating me down right now. I'm being honest with you, like something as small as that, like I'm really like sticking out of your routine.
I see your house. It's like a showroom.
But my point is, I was gone from work all last week. In my mind, I was coming home Friday night. I was going to blitz my house. That I get to wake up in this bliss on Saturday morning. I came in, I barely could carry the leg through the door. Then woke up Saturday morning, still had no energy. Finally, by Sunday, tackled what I could. And we all know, we're not talking filth, but to my standard, do you understand what I'm saying to you? Hubby does what he does. He's kept the house too, but it hasn't had my touch for a week. And that adds up. Do you understand what I mean? Like, very blessed, grateful for the amount of bathrooms I have, but bathrooms are a lot of work. Like, it's just the little things. So it's that thing of being grateful for the blessings. We love our children. You know, we love the people in our lives, that we're grateful for the blessings, but you have to still manage a blessing and manage it well. Otherwise, it's going to fall to pieces, guys. So
I just have to tag on what you said, sis, like, because even just thinking about your life right now, you know, you see those memes like living stuff I prayed for 10 years ago. Like, I feel like sis, even for me, even this podcast, this is a dream. But it really costs. It takes a lot of work.
And what I'm realising is, just never looks how I dreamt it.
Yeah.
Like, it's that prime thing of, as you said, it's almost like, I just feel like there's this kind of way God keeps this way of keeping me humble. You know what I mean? Like, we get this, but there's something going on. Right? You know what I'm saying to you, do you know what I mean? So it's like, some of the times when work has been the most amazing, but like, you could relate, your relationship's not doing that great at that moment, or my child's just not sleeping. Do you get what I mean? There's just
so many different parts of life,
dynamics. Yeah. So it's like, to the world, I just, you know, like I said, I started that new job last week. I've wanted to teach and be an educator for a long time. That door has opened, but yet Mariso has no salon right now. Like, I have no space to work in, and finding a space is not as easy as I thought it would be because I take my environment so so seriously. The atmosphere around me has to be conducive to what I believe I offer my clients. So it's not been easy looking for new spaces. So I'm trusting in God in this one, but I'm very uncomfortable. I have no doubt things are going to fall into place, but I've never had so much life interruption, I don't think, ever. Do you know what I mean? Plus, we all share 2020. As just one of the biggest life interruptions, you know? But
I think one of the things that, like, Charlotte and I touched on just briefly before we started recording was that whole thing of the sacrifice that we make, you know, and how sometimes I feel like I'm being penalised for the sacrifice.
Give an example. What type?
I think the sacrifice for me was that, okay, I went to university, studied, so I had that level. I'm a creative, but that level of academia in me, that I went to university. After university, you know, literally went straight into work and worked for the best part of 16 years. And within that same role, various roles, that I was able to, get my feet under, get my hands on. And I guess once, not even so much with my first, as I said before, I was still in full-time employment, but by the second, it just, the type of work wasn't conducive. So I guess, yes, I made the decision, and I guess the decision was made for me anyway, that, I'm going to have to put my career on pause. Yeah, but we say pause. It feels like it's just been shut off. And I guess because of the type of woman that, and I will say I'm not work shy. I'm used to fending for myself, having my own money in the bank and everything like that. And again, I'm not sounding, I do not want to come across ungrateful. So please understand, I am grateful for what I have and who I have in my life. But for myself, I feel like it's been such a huge sacrifice. And I am slightly resentful for it. It's such a hard one because, yes, I want to be with my children.
And yes, you love them.
And yes, I love them. And I know I've said this before.
You'll never get this time.
And I will never have this. But so what is it, that thing that I feel like I've sacrificed so much that I feel like my worth, everything, that for me is, and so the resentment but I don't even know what it's aimed towards. It's not definitely not towards my children. It's not towards my partner. I don't know, but there is a resentment there. And for me, I think that is what I struggle with the most, and that's why I have those wanting to run away moments, because I'm resenting something, but then
there's a couple of things that come to mind now. I think it's what you said before, sis, about how life works in seasons. I was listening to a podcast earlier as I was coming here. She was actually talking about, the fact that there are a lot of mums who feel like that their life purpose is to be a mum, and it's cool. But she was like, please remember that even being a parent is a season. It's a long season, but your child will be an adult. And there are mothers right now who have no identity when their children become they go through a depression. That thing of empty nesting, it actually causes a depression because they have no life outside of their kids. And I know that's not what you were alluding to, Amp, but it's just remembering that even as you navigate it, like even doing 3 months is your thing. But your kids are not going to be this age forever. And even like I know you've probably got something to add to it, but it's just remembering for anybody listening, like nothing lasts forever, and it will shift and change and turn, and it's navigating that new season as that time comes. But just as an encouragement for you, I hear you like you don't even know where the resentment is coming from, but it's just it's your moment right now, and that moment could be 10 years.
I think it's just that grasp of knowing that it's not knowing how long that season will last for, and you do have. That's a dynamic. Yes, you've got 3 children, but you actually have quite a dynamic age gap. Do you know what I mean? Like, so,
It's right, she's what, 3?
She's 10, 3, 5, and 10. See what I'm saying? 3, 5, and 10. So, that's quite a, you know what I mean? When you think
your youngest is about to be 7.
Yes, and so it makes a difference. And I say last year was the year before, actually, when Joel turned like 5. 5. For me, I feel like that was where we felt the slight shift in terms of just going on a day trip to like Southend, and it just wasn't hard. I can't even express it. It was really enjoyable. It was just an enjoyable day. Like I still did all the things I normally would do. I packed my bits and but I just for the first time realised I don't actually have a baby. That kind of babe at 3 they still got that. 3 is still that you're still but when you're still under 5, you still got that. Like
you're saying for me is like I get it gets easier.
It just gets a bit easier.
I think that for me what seems to be getting harder is their personality, their characters.
So I was just about to go into that.
A 9-year-old.
So that brings on a whole nother development.
Do you know what I mean? Just things about his character is just changing in front of me, and it's
a pull on you too.
It's a pull. It's definitely a pull, and I think for me, it's like you mentioned. Sometimes my emotional cup is just full, all overflowing,
and then now I've got attitude.
I've got attitude. I've got and sometimes it's the needs of them individually. It's crazy, and I think this morning before coming here to record. Like Raya was acting up, I was getting her ready and whatnot. And I mentioned to her, you know, what you're doing, Raya, and Raya is the 3-year-old, let me say. I said, Raya, you're hurting Mummy's feelings because she wasn't doing what I was asking her to do. And obviously I'm tired of repeating. And she said, I don't care about your feelings. I said, what? Oh my God. I don't care about your feelings. Now, this is my 3-year-old child telling me she does not care about my feelings. You know, you just have to pause.
So you're like, little girl.
Wow. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? You just said to, you know what I mean? And you're literally like, I wanted to come go for her. Like, and say, do you not know what I did?
Exactly.
Do you not? Yeah, but obviously she's 3 years old. But she had it in her to tell me she does not care about my feelings.
And she answered back. There's layers.
So I mean, that's a completely different conversation about the generation of our
kids. But I'm calling you Amph, and this all leads to the runaway moment. But that's why I love the advice you gave before when you were like, just try not. Yeah. But my thing is, obviously there's things you can do. There's going to that gym session in the morning for you, and for you, Nat's finally getting your, I know you've been working out at home, but getting that PT session. But for the person right now, because I just think back, Nat, to a couple of years back when I was everywhere with Kim Player, and you, I just remember Anthony was working like 2 jobs, you were working, and you were like,
3 jobs.
There's I forgot about that. There's no one to look after the kids. This is just my current season.
We were passing chips. Like there was.
Can you imagine though? Let me just say, there are those mothers that are listening that don't even have the partner.
Guys, thank you for saying that.
Do you know what I mean?
The respect I have for the single parents who listen.
So I have to say, and that's why I must stress, I do not want to sound ungrateful, ladies. Do you know what I mean?
But can I just say, it's all relative, because I actually remember posting something on social media once about a moment I was having as a new mum, and this older person commented and was like, well, imagine me being a single parent and having 4. And it's like, that isn't actually helpful. No. Like, I understand that must be
having a moment doesn't dismiss or take away from your own, you know.
No, it doesn't.
Like,
so honestly, when I say
it's all relative to our own, we can only share from the well, do you know what I mean, that we're drinking from. So
if amongst your peers and your friends, it's just like, that for me, those kind of comments don't help. Your situation isn't mine. Whether I've got 1 or you've got 3, that you can't diminish my tiredness or my worn outness because you know what I'm saying. But I do honestly have so much respect for those mums out there, and I'm sure I know we do have some listeners, and
I think that ultimately, guys, we're feeling this pull, we're feeling this drain, but we're not deep in the fact that we really have had a global pandemic. So a lot of the things that we normally would have done to try and de-stress, like just a spa day, we've not done anything.
For some people, it's getting their hair done.
Just getting it right. Do you know what I mean? Right now, they want their hair done, and I can't even accommodate for them. Do you understand what I mean? So I think it's just that thing of having grace for ourselves, just knowing that we haven't had the normal outlets. Do you get what I mean? But moving forward, things are starting to open up. Being intentional is the word I would use, just as intentional as we can with what we need for ourselves, planning it. Like, if I have to plan like you guys know, I've been living for the 5th of July because I've planned in advance my week for myself. No social, no, like, do you know what I mean? I just need it before I'm gonna crack. Do you understand what I mean? Also, I'm like you, I'm creative, I'm full of ideas, but when I'm so weighed down, the creativity doesn't come out. I can't even think. My vision is blurry. I can't think clear. And for this I've got a lot of plans for this next season of my life, and I can't even think on how to execute them if I don't pause. So I just think we have to just be kind to ourselves is the word I would use, and just know it's not going to stay like this.
I love it.
Stay like this.
I love all the practical advice.
Yeah, it's not going to stay like this, and we're doing a good job. Still be proud of ourselves. We're doing a good job. We're doing this. Look at, in the midst of all that we've said we're going through, we've still started this new brand. We've started this. You know, there's no regrets around here, but it's just that reality that life just is not going to always be a bit of race. It's not always going to be easy, but it will be worth it. And that's it.
I just want to add one little thing. For those of our listeners that are faith-based, I was actually praying the other day because I was in my little overwhelmed moment, and I just felt like God was like, you are just not living out the benefits of being a child of God. And I was just like, this is how me and God talk. I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, that scripture in Proverbs 3 verse 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him. Because I actually look at there are benefits.
Direct your path.
And I will direct your path. There are benefits to being my child. Like, you're not meant to carry this load. You're meant to take it one step at a time and put the load onto it. And that's uncomfortable. And also faith is uncomfortable. But faith without works is dead. The works is us navigating this motherhood life, trying to build a career, or choosing to put that career down. And like, it's just, and trusting that at some point, maybe in the future,
all these pieces gonna fall back into place. He's
and you
like,
call me the prophetess.
Trust me.
See what I mean?
But I can't lie, that has been my comfort. Even the other day, Nats was like, Shah, I think you need to go listen to some Donald Lawrence and pull yourself. But guys, I know all of our listeners aren't faith-based, but this is what works for us.
To get some of our own tools. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, and I kind of find myself falling to pieces, and I'm like, I haven't listened to anything.
Ain't prayed.
It's the most basic thing. Because like, you said it to me the other day, and then it was like, like Nats is right. And like for me, I did put on the Fred Hammond and whatnot, and Natasha Cobbs, and then there was something left. A shift. But sometimes
use your tools, use all your weapons, use what you need to get through.
Take that 10 minutes to drink the coffee, do your prayer, go for a walk, whatever. We are at 3 Mums Podcast. We are here for the practical and the spiritual.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 3Mums, except for Instagram, which is 3_mums. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube.
I have so many questions.